All right, so now we're going to try these three techniques. The first one is feathering, and this is good for making any kind of texture like fur or feathers or grass. And it's just basically hatching with pastel. So just using light layers. You can add in some other colors. You can see what happens if you put one color over another. So if I add a little bit more pressure, what happens? And do I like it? So you can play around with that using light lines and maybe see what happens if you put so many layers of lines on there that you can't see any white of the paper anymore. Beginning artists tend to have a lot of white paper showing through in their drawings, and sometimes that can be really effective looking, but usually it makes your drawing look less finished and kind of more beginner. So if it's important to you to develop your skill, then one thing you want to start doing is trying to eliminate the paper showing through your drawing. Next, we have Sgrafitto. So for this one, you're going to start by adding a layer of a light color. I just realized I forgot to get toothpicks. So I'm putting it nice and thick. I don't want any paper showing through. And maybe over here, I'll try making a light blue one. So I'm using the pastel on its side. And then I'm gonna go in with some blue so I can mix it up. All right. And then you need a dark color pastel. So the blue would be okay, but I'm gonna go get black, and I also need to go get a toothpick. I forgot to include toothpicks in the supply list. All right, so I have my black, and I'm just gonna put a layer of black over my blue. And we'll see how this does. I noticed that this side where I had the blue and white mixed together kind of mixed with the black a little bit more. But what you're going to do is take your toothpick and then you can draw into it. Oh, it turned out okay. This is one of my favorite techniques. All right, so that is Sgrafitto. And then next we have Stippling and Scumbling, which are similar to feathering. So I'm going to do stippling on one side. We've already done stippling. It's where you just use little dots. Sorry, I know the camera is shaking. I don't know how to get it to not do that. No matter what I do, it shakes. All right, and then I'm going to use yellow. Maybe I'll have some blue here. So what's happening with this is something called optical mixing. So instead of mixing the two colors together, our eye kind of blends them from far away. It doesn't work that well up close. And makes those in between colors. So from far away, this starts to look a little bit more orange, and the bottom part starts to look a little bit purple. And the reason why you might want to use this is that it just has some texture and vibrancy that you may or may not like. So it may not be for you. It's not for me. I don't like it. But a lot of people really do. They like the challenge of it, because it does take a lot more work to do this. I just feel like I always end up putting it in the same spot over and over. Okay, so that's stippling. And then scumbling is similar, but you use like kind of light scribblies. And you want to make sure you're layering. And this works best when you put lots of layers. Like I said, the more you can obliterate the white of the paper, the better your drawing is going to look. All right, so that's scumbling. And again, like if we compare it to, something like this, that's very smooth and solid, it just has a different look to it. It has a lot more energy. It's like a lot busier. So it's just a different look to try out.